Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a new tool that honestly feels a little bit like magic. It promises to take your ideas and turn them into real, working apps, and you don't have to write a single line of code. It's happening inside Canva, and it's pretty wild.
So let's get right into it because I think we've all been here, right? You get this great idea, maybe for a custom calculator or a little tracker or something useful. And then, bam, you hit that wall, the coding wall. For most of us, that gap between the idea and the actual app has been impossible to cross.
All right, here's the plan. First, we'll look at that coding barrier we just talked about. Then, I'll introduce you to Canva's new AI solution. We're actually going to build a couple of different apps right here in seconds. And finally, we'll step back and talk about what this all really means, the good, the bad, and the future.
So let's really dig into that traditional challenge for a minute. That frustrating moment where a brilliant idea just stops. Because turning it into something functional, well, that used to be a world that belonged only to people who could speak the language of code.
And this, right here, this really shows you the incredible shift that's happening. You've got the old way on the left. You need coding skills, technical know-how, it's complicated, and it takes forever. And then look at the new way. All it asks for is your idea, just a simple prompt. It turns a marathon into a sprint.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? How are we bridging that gap? Well, let's meet the tool that Canva has built to do just that.
Here's the key thing to understand. Canva Code is a prompt-to-app feature. You're not just describing something and getting back a chunk of code you have to figure out. No, you're getting a live, working app that you can use right then and there. It's not the recipe, it's the finished cake ready to serve.
And getting started is, well, it's about as easy as it gets. You just log into Canva, pop over to the Canva AI section on the left, find the code feature, and there it is. A little box just waiting for your idea. That's all there is to it.
All right, enough talk. Let's see this thing in action. We're going to start with something really practical, an everyday tool that a lot of people could use, a custom interest calculator.
And we're not going to overthink it. We're just going to use this super simple one-sentence prompt. No fancy language, no technical details, just a straightforward request. Let's see what the AI can do with just that.
So you hit enter, and for just a few moments, the AI gets to work. It's writing code, it's building the interface. Basically, it's doing all the hard stuff for you behind the scenes. And boom, there it is, a real working interest calculator. It's got all the fields we need, principal, rate, time. It even gives us an option for compound interest. It's clean, simple, and ready to go.
But does it actually work? Let's find out. We'll pop in some numbers, 50,000 at 7%, compounded for 3 years. And yep, it spits out the answer instantly. It's a live, working tool. Amazing.
Okay, that was cool for a simple prompt, but can it handle something bigger? Let's really push it now and ask for a tool that's a little more advanced.
Now, pay close attention to this prompt. See how much more descriptive it is. We're not just asking for a tool. We're asking for something that visualizes data and even gives us insights. This is a much tougher challenge for the AI.
So the app it builds is ready for our data. It gives us a table, and we just start plugging in the numbers for each month. Followers, engagement, number of posts, everything. And here's the magic. As you add the data, the app brings it to life. It instantly creates this bar chart so you can see that follower growth trend without having to stare at a spreadsheet. It makes it obvious. But hold on, because this is where it gets really smart. It's not just a visualizer, it's an analyst. It actually looks at your numbers and pulls out key insights for you. It tells you the growth is positive and even flags February as a month to pay attention to. It's doing the thinking part.
So, we just watched an AI create 2 totally different apps from a couple of sentences. It's incredible. But let's get real for a minute. What can you actually do with these things? And just as important, what are the limits? The possibilities are actually super practical. You could build a website in Canva and just embed a custom calculator right into it. Or you could drop an interactive quiz into a presentation to engage your audience. You could even just screenshot the results for a client report. It's all about making your work more dynamic and useful. And this quote right here is probably the most important thing to remember. This tool is not a replacement for professional software developers. It's not going to build you the next Uber. But if you just need a small, focused tool to do a specific job, it can be an absolute game changer. Which leaves us with this massive question, doesn't it? As these tools get better and the line between an idea and a working app gets blurrier, what does that mean for all of us? Does this mean we're all about to become developers? And how is this going to change what it even means to create things for the internet?